You want to catch bass consistently during the heat of the summer, you've got to be diverse. And that's what this video is all about. I'm fishing a one-on-one tournament day on the Juno Lake chain of lakes. There's 3 different lakes, Painter, Christiana, and Juno. It's not a big turnout, but it's stiff competition. I hear the bites really tough out here. We'll see. I hear it's gonna take 12 pounds. Well, it's gonna take 12 pounds per second, because I'm gonna get 15. Here we go. That's a good one. Where you just going? Yes, sir. 5 of these and we're gonna be in business, people. 5 of these and he ate that good. Whew. How's that, huh? All that for a 12-incher. I've seen fish up shallow in this junk. I've seen several keepers swimming by. Maybe we'll get it going. That's the challenge about the finesse worm. You're always going to catch a lot of shorts. Man, I haven't been able to get a good bite besides that one on the A-rig, so I'm trying to finesse a few. It's a good fish. That's it, baby. That's it. Hunter fish gonna be hard to beat if I keep catching the quality. Haven't caught many, but the 2 I got are good, baby. I've caught, it's been a grind. I've been out here for a little over 2 hours. I've caught 2 short fish and 2 keepers. Now the 2 keepers I got are exactly the kind of keepers I want for this tournament. 12.5 pounds is really the goal. Give me a chance to win. And I got 2 fish that'll help me get there. This area I'm fishing on, Juno Lake, has current. Now, any lake, oftentimes in natural lakes, people don't believe there's current in there, but there often is. Not always, definitely not. In fact, probably more times than not, but you always be conscientious of where there are some creeks. If there's any kind of flow, any kind, and I'm seeing some minor flow here, I think that makes a big difference. It attracts fish, it keeps things active. I've seen activity over here all morning. I've seen keepers swimming around. I've seen tons of bait fish. But you know, it's August 22nd. It's going to be a grind. The water temperature's right around 80 degrees. It's always going to be a grind. So one on the A-rig, one on the finesse worm. Had another short on the finesse worm, and I think 2. 1 on the finesse, or maybe 2. I don't even know now. And then 1 punching. So, you know, hey, I got a little over 6 or about 5.5 hours to go, and if I can get 3 more like the 2 I got, I'm in great shape. And that's the thing you got to remember. Fishing is a grind. You don't need 100 bites. You don't need to catch 100 keepers. You need 5. I got 8 hours to do it. 2 down, 3 to go. Oh my gosh! Incredible! Keeper number 3, flipping. I saw this fish. There's like 3 of them right there. Just out in the open in this skinny stuff. There's another one right there. I flipped it in front of him and he just chewed on it. Right. I think that's number 4, people. Talk about being diverse. I'm halfway through this tournament. I've got 4 keepers. Half dozen so shorts, maybe 8. But my 4 keepers, one came on a jig under dock, another one came off of flipping bait in 1.5 foot of water, another one came on an Alabama rig in 15 foot of water, and the 4th one came on a finesse worm in 16 feet of water. Diversity! You gotta be diverse! Alright, I think we got number 5. He's our smallest one, but I'm betting he's 14. Sure doesn't help when they spray the weeds all the time. All this nasty, what I call floating poop out here, is from spraying the weeds. They kill all the weeds, which in some ways helps fishing because it tells you, it narrows down where the fish can be. They don't have any weeds. So that really tells you, when you see this nastiness floating, docks and lily pads and any other structure you can find is going to become more valuable than normal. You're skipping docks and you come to a gap like this in between docks, always throw something out there in between. Obviously you don't want this little guy, but I've caught many a keepers doing that. Did you see that? Did you see it? Oh, baby. That's it. You know, it's just that time of the year where the heat of the day, the heat of the summer is miserable. It's hard on your body. It's no fun to be out here in the afternoon like it is now. It's 2 o'clock and it's hot. I mean, it's nearly 90 degrees. The sun's beating down on you. But the reality is, early in the morning, those fish are cruising, they're eating, which sounds like the better opportunity to catch them. But the reality is, they're harder to pinpoint. Now that it's hot, I'm able to pinpoint exactly where they're at. They're in shade, they're seeking shade, and it's strictly a reaction, predatory bite's what I'm getting. So that's why I've gotten more bites this afternoon. Not necessarily because the bite's more active, but because the fish themselves have positioned themselves. And now I figured it out and I'm on them. Oh, now we've just gotten kind of tough to beat. I'm not saying we will win, but we're getting tougher. Last 30 minutes, diversity again, diversity. Now I'm going to try to flip some pads or some slop because I saw some fish cruising here this morning. Like that. The key to consistently catching bass in the heat of the summer is diversity. I caught 9 keepers today on what I would say pretty tough, and I've caught keepers on the worm, Alabama rig, jig, punch bait. The afternoon bite was really dictated by fishing the docks. Got some great fish underneath the docks. But that just wasn't happening in the morning. And so I think about it, if I wasn't diverse and been able to skip a jig underneath the docks, I would not have caught those fish. On the flip side, if I'd done that all day, I would have missed out on that big fish I caught in the Alabama rig, the finesse worm, and even with that punch bait first thing this morning. Well, my best fish weighed 12.77 pounds, and I said this morning, I thought it would take 12 and a half to win, but I still did it with. Kudos and shout out to John Gibson Jr. He actually weighed 13.6, I believe. But I did finish second place over what I would say a very talented field for this body of water. So I'm pretty happy with my overall finish. As summer continues on and we get into what I call the Indian summer days, late August and September, you're in the Midwest, it's some really tough fishing. Remember, diversity is the way to go. Mix things up. The bites may change. The fish are going to reposition. You got to be ready for that. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking this journey with me. Until next time, I'm going to see you on the water.